everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be checking out the Ferrari Roma Spider that was just unveiled very recently. And I'm going to be checking it out from a design standpoint and telling you guys what I think about this, and also comparing it to the Coupe version from a couple of years ago. And I'll be telling you guys my thoughts and what I think about the design of this car, because I actually think that this Roma Spider looks so much better as a convertible than as a coupe, and I will be showing you guys why I think that today in this video. Just jump right into it. So I want to start off with the front view here of the Roma Spider, and if we look at this car, it's very elegant, it's very smooth, it's very sculpted, it's very like I said, it's very smooth, and there's no like sharp angles or aggressive styling here. I feel like it's something that has kind of been lost with recent Ferraris, is that they're starting to look a little bit too aggressive, and they need to kind of dial it back a little bit. And I feel like with the Roma Spider here, that's kind of what they did. You still have this grille right here with the square shapes and the body colored grille, and then you still have the same headlight treatment here with this one daytime running light line right here, and then you have the headlight. And then you also have this lower front fascia, again with very smooth, curved, simple lines. So just pointing out some of these key lines here, we have this shoulder line right here, this pretty minimalistic shoulder line that just kind of adds some depth here in the body, from this curvature down to this part of the body right here. And then if we go a little bit lower to the waistline, we could see this line that actually curves up, and it kind of disappears after this point right here. And then you have the lower part of the car, the side skirt. On the hood, we could see some simple lines that kind of outline the edge right here. We have some lines here, and we have this little part of the hood here. If I erase this, you can kind of see this part of the hood that kind of comes up a little bit, and I really like this small detail so that the hood isn't totally like plain and like a flat surface. If I start with the headlights, I think these headlights are pretty nice. I like them. They're pretty smooth. But if you look at other Ferraris, especially at the time that the Coupe was revealed, a lot of Ferraris didn't have anything that kind of closely resembled this. This entire car really was like a big jump from the usual cars that were on Ferrari's lineup at that time. At first, being totally honest, I didn't really like the Roma when the Coupe was first revealed. I thought that it looked like an Aston Martin a little bit with the shape, and some of the lines kind of looked a bit weird to me. Now I've kind of warmed up to it a little bit. I think it's a bit nicer. There's still some things that I don't really like about it. We move on to this grille, because honestly, I think this grille is one of the things about the Roma that I still don't like after seeing it for like a few years now, since the Coupe, and now we have the Spider. I think with the Spider, they had a little bit of an opportunity to work on this grille right here, but they kind of just kept it the exact same. It's not the fact that it's body colored. It can be body colored, but the fact that you have like all these little like squares, and I feel like they could have been a little bit more creative than just putting squares that are larger here, and then as you go out, they kind of just get smaller until they fade away. Like that's just, I feel like they could have done something a little bit nicer than that. And I feel like when you have like those like very simple like square shapes, it's geometrical, and it doesn't really fit with the rest of the car that's supposed to be very elegant and very smooth, where you have all these lines here that kind of represent this like very sculpted Italian design. And then you just kind of, in the front, you have like these very like geometrical like square shapes in the grille, and I feel like it doesn't really fit in very well with the rest of the design. This is a very classic Ferrari shape, I think. If you look back to some older Ferraris, you'll notice that this is like a very classic Ferrari design and shape overall. I feel like having this car be open top, it really matches the style that this car gives off, at least for me. Let's move on to the side view. This is where I will be comparing it quite a lot to the Coupe. I feel like a lot of new cars now are very like, they have a lot of like strong shapes, and there's a lot of angles, and there's a lot of geometry in a lot of cars that are getting unveiled now. A lot of new cars, there's so many like sharp, aggressive like shapes that are just on these cars. And I feel like what Ferrari has done here is very, very nice, that they've kept it simple. And keeping it simple in the automotive industry is something that seems very difficult right now for a lot of manufacturers that just want to go crazy. And that's not always the best thing. So the top down, you really get to see like the style that this car goes for, which is an elegant Italian design right here by Ferrari. And I think that they've achieved that really well. A lot of very classic convertibles would just have this line that carries on over and it goes to the back over here, and then the only thing that you have interrupting that is the windshield and the seats. That is like a very classic convertible shape right there, where you just have that top line right there, and then you have the windshield and the seat. And that's it. You have a very simple shape. Ferrari did a really good job of keeping this. Of course, there's a little bit of an incline here because you need to have all the mechanics for the soft top to go back and all that stuff. But Ferrari did a really good job of keeping it simple on this car. And I feel like that is so important for elegance and style and class in a car like this. Now let's move to the rear view. Just highlight these lines here. Again, it's very simple, and that's a good thing, I think. You have these taillights, which I'll get into in a second. You have this this glass window here that's a little bit cut off with the Ferrari logo right here. You have it a little bit cut off for the convertible, and then on the Coupe you have this very rounded, again, very smooth shape right here. Here you could see kind of the diffuser a little bit better, a little bit lighter. With these quad exhaust pipes, I actually really like, something I really like about this exhaust here is that it actually extends out pretty far, which again, it reminds me of like classic cars, which would have the exhaust like pretty far out from the rear of the car, and it gives that style, that feeling of like a classic convertible in it with this Ferrari Roma Spider here, and that's what I really like about this design. This diffuser too is a little bit complicated by comparison. It doesn't really fit in with the style too much. Up until the Roma, you had most Ferraris, pretty much every Ferrari would have circular taillights. Wouldn't these be like just like a line? Like what? Like that was so unusual to me, and I feel like I didn't really like that much. And of course you have this curvature behind them that kind of makes it feel a little bit more rounded and a little bit more nice looking. But having this be just a line, kind of like, I don't know, it bothers me a little bit. Ferrari could have done something a little bit nicer with these taillights. It's a very nice package, this car. You have, like, the composition of it, again, is very nice, and the styling is good all around, and it fits a certain style that I really like. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the interior. This isn't going to be too long, but I just wanted to talk about the interior. It's pretty much the same as the Coupe, but I just wanted to mention like how much I actually really like this interior. It feels like each person, driver and passenger, is in their own like enclosed, like good, like comfortable space with this design here, and the passenger has their own infotainment screen there, and with some air conditioning vents that are very nicely integrated. Same thing on the driver's side. You have this flat bottom steering wheel here. You have this very like nice look to it. This interior overall, it's just like the exterior. Like it fits a certain style and it stays to that style very well. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support my channel, be sure to subscribe and share the channel with anybody who you think might enjoy it. I will see you in the next video.